I should have quit the moment I saw it. The first night was normal. Too normal. I was sitting alone in the security room, surrounded by glowing monitors, each showing a different part of the building. Hallways. Offices. Parking lot. Storage rooms. Dead quiet. That's what I liked about the night shift. No people. No noise. Just me, and the cameras. Or at least, that's what I thought. At exactly 3:17 a.m., one of the monitors flickered. Just for a second. I almost ignored it. Old building. Old system. Glitches happen all the time. But then it flickered again. This time, I leaned forward. Camera 12, the east hallway on the third floor. Empty. Completely empty. I stared at it for a few seconds, then leaned back in my chair. Yeah, just a glitch, I muttered. I shouldn't have said that. Because right after that, something moved. Part 2, the shape in the hallway. At first, I thought it was a shadow. You know how bad cameras make everything look weird at night? But this wasn't that. The shadow stretched. Slowly. Like something was stepping into frame. My eyes locked onto the screen. A tall figure appeared at the end of the hallway. Too tall. Its head nearly touched the ceiling. Its arms. They were too long. Dragging slightly behind it. I felt my throat go dry. Is someone in the building? That wasn't possible. I had checked every entrance. Locked everything myself. Still, I grabbed the radio. Control to floor 3, anyone there? Static. No response. I looked back at the screen. The figure was gone. Part 3, it knows the cameras. I rewound the footage. That's when things got worse. The figure didn't just appear randomly. It walked into frame. Slow. Deliberate. Like it knew exactly where the camera was. And then, it stopped. Right in the center. Facing directly at the camera. I leaned closer. No way, its face wasn't right. It didn't have clear features. Just a pale blur. But I could tell one thing. It was looking straight at me. Not the camera. Me. Part 4, the missing seconds. I checked the timestamp. 3:17 and 42 seconds a.m. Then suddenly, 3:18 and 10 seconds a.m. I frowned. Wait, what? Almost 30 seconds, gone. Completely missing. No footage. Just a jump. I scrubbed back again. Same thing. Every time the figure appeared, the recording skipped. Like something was removing those moments. Or hiding them. My hands started to shake. Then the radio crackled. And a voice whispered, "Don't look away." Part 5, it's not just on camera. I froze. That's not funny, I said, trying to sound calm. No reply. Just silence. Then, a sound. From above me. A soft, dragging noise. Like something moving across the ceiling. Slow. Heavy. My heart started pounding. I looked up. Nothing. Just the old ceiling tiles. But the sound didn't stop. It moved. From one side of the room. To directly above me. And then, it stopped. Part 6, the reflection. I forced myself to look back at the monitors. Camera 12 again. The hallway. Empty. Then suddenly, the screen glitched. Static. Distortion. And for a split second, I saw it. Not in the hallway. Not in the distance. Right in front of the camera. Too close. Its face pressed against the lens. Smiling. Part 7, it left the screen, I jumped out of my chair. Nope. I'm done. I grabbed my keys. I didn't care if I got fired. I was leaving. As I rushed toward the door, I passed the monitor wall one last time. And that's when I noticed something that made my blood run cold. Camera 3. The security room hallway. It showed me. Standing at the door. Frozen. But that wasn't the worst part. Behind me. In the footage, something tall was standing inside the room. Part 8, it was already there. I slowly turned around. The room was empty. But the monitor showed it clearly. Right behind where I had been standing. Watching me. I couldn't breathe. How was that possible? Then the thing in the monitor moved. It tilted its head. And started walking toward the camera. Which meant, toward me. Part 9. The door won't open. I ran to the exit. Pulled the handle. Locked. No, I swiped my keycard. Error. Again. Error. Behind me, the dragging sound returned. Closer now. Inside the room. I didn't want to turn around. But I had to. Slowly. I looked. Part 10, the final recording. The monitors went black. All of them. Except one. Camera 3. The security room. I saw myself. Standing there. Terrified. And behind me, it finally stepped into view. Tall. Pale. Smiling. Too wide. Too wrong. And then, it leaned down. Right next to my ear. The footage ended at 3:18 a.m. Part 11, the next shift they said the system glitched. That I left early. That nothing happened. But the new night guard? He reported something strange. At exactly 3:17 a.m., camera 12 flickered. And for just a second, he saw someone standing in the hallway. Staring at the camera. Not moving. Not blinking. Just watching. Waiting. That I thought it ended that night. I was wrong. Because 2 days later. They called me back. The call, "Hey, we need you to come in." It was my supervisor, Daniels. His voice sounded off. Tight. Nervous. "They're saying there's an issue with the recordings. We need you to review what happened." I almost hung up. "I'm not coming back there," I said immediately. A pause. Then he said something that made my stomach drop. "You're already in the footage again." Back to the building. I don't know why I went back. Maybe I needed answers. Maybe I didn't want to believe what I saw. Or maybe something wanted me to return. The building looked the same. Quiet. Empty. But it didn't feel the same. The air felt heavier. Like walking into a place that remembers you. Daniels met me at the entrance. "You look like hell," he said. "Yeah," I replied. "I feel worse." The footage they didn't show me. We went straight to the security room. Same monitors. Same chair. Same place where everything happened. I didn't want to sit down. But Daniels already pulled up the footage. "Watch this," he said. Timestamp, 3:17 a.m. Camera 3, the security room. I saw myself again. Standing near the door. Frozen. Just like I remembered. But this time, the footage didn't cut. What happened after the thing behind me? It didn't just stand there. It moved closer. Slowly. Its limbs bending in ways that didn't make sense. Like it wasn't built right. I felt my chest tighten. "I didn't see this part," I whispered. Daniels shook his head. "You couldn't have." "Why?" He looked at me. Because this wasn't there before. The impossible detail: the creature leaned in close to me, closer than I remembered. Its face right next to mine. And then, it opened its mouth. Too wide. Far wider than humanly possible. And I swear, it whispered something into my ear. I grabbed the desk. What did it say? Daniels paused the footage. Zoomed in. Enhanced the audio. At first, it was just static. Then, a voice. Distorted. Wet. Broken. You saw me, the part that shouldn't exist. I stepped back. No, that's not real. But Daniels wasn't done. There's more. He skipped forward. 3:18 a.m. That's when everything went wrong. The version I remembered? That's where it ended. But the camera kept recording. I didn't leave on screen. I didn't run. I didn't escape. I didn't disappear. I just stood there. Completely still. Like I was waiting. For what? I whispered. Daniels didn't answer. Because at that exact moment, the thing in the video turned its head and looked directly into the camera again. And then I moved, but not like a normal person. Not like me. My body jerked. Slow. Unnatural. Then, I smiled. That wasn't me. I never did that, I said, backing away. I know, Daniels replied quietly. Then what is that? He didn't respond. Because we were both thinking the same thing. That thing, whatever it was, didn't just appear on camera. It didn't just watch me. It learned me. The footage kept playing. I watched myself walk toward the camera. Step by step. Perfectly calm. Perfectly controlled. But my eyes. They were wrong. Too dark. Too empty. Then I stopped. Right in front of the camera. And leaned in. Just like it did before. The message the screen filled with my face. But it wasn't me anymore. And then, I spoke. But I never said these words. I'm still here. The room went silent. No one moved. No one spoke. I could hear my heartbeat in my ears. That's not possible, I said. Daniels slowly shook his head. It gets worse. The second camera. He switched feeds. Camera 12. The hallway. Timestamp, right now. My blood ran cold. Because standing at the end of the hallway was the same tall figure. Watching. Waiting. But this time, it wasn't alone. Next to it was another figure. Same height. Same shape. Same stillness. And when the camera zoomed in, I realized something that made my legs go weak. The second one was me. Cliffhanger ending, hook, Daniels whispered, we never let you leave that night. I turned toward him slowly. What are you talking about? He didn't answer. Because behind me, one of the monitors turned on by itself. And I heard that same voice again. Right next to my ear. You came back. I should have run. The moment I heard that voice again. Right behind me. You came back. My body locked up. Slowly, painfully slowly. I turned around. The thing in the room, nothing. The room looked empty. But I knew better now. It didn't need to be seen. To be there. The monitors began flickering one by one. Screen after screen turning to static. Until only one remained. Camera 3. The security room. Live feed. I wasn't alone anymore on the screen. I saw myself. Standing in the middle of the room. Frozen. But that wasn't what made my heart stop. Behind me. There were two figures now. Tall. Still. Watching. Waiting. Daniels was gone. Daniels? I said quickly. No answer. I turned toward where he was standing just seconds ago. Empty. The door behind him? Slightly open. Slowly swinging. Like someone had just walked out. Or been pulled through. The rules changed. The radio on the desk suddenly crackled to life. A voice came through. Not Daniels. Not anyone I recognized. Cold. Mechanical. Broken. Do not turn around. I froze. My breathing became shallow. Who is this? I whispered. No response. Just static. Then, if you see it, it sees you. Too late. I shouldn't have looked at the screen again. But I did. And that's when I noticed the figures behind me in the camera. They were closer now.